Bitcoin warning. Bitcoin is gearing up for its next major move, and there's a lot of evidence in the charts that are suggesting the next major move might in fact be a mega crash. I'm going to show you a handful of charts that are pretty gruesome, and I'm going to give my opinion at the end of the video what I believe is going to happen next with this next major move with Bitcoin, this pivotal point with Bitcoin, because it's right on the edge right now. If you're new here, my name is Steve. Hit that subscribe button right now. We're going to jump into 5 precise charts that are going to paint a very clear picture. And I'm going to give my detailed analysis on each chart, and then at the end of the video with what I think is going to happen. But first and foremost, would you like to win $1,000 worth of Bitcoin? There's a QR code, scan that QR code, or go to cryptocrewuniversity.com for your chance to win $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I want to call the person live on one of these videos and get their real authentic reaction. It's going to be super cool. So if you want to win $1,000, go there. If you don't want to win $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, you're probably crazy, because that's going to be worth a lot of money in the future. Now, we're going to start here. This is the golden ratio multiplier. We did a video with we got above this as support momentarily, and we compared it to the first time in 11 years, because it was very similar to back here in 2011, where we actually got above here momentarily and then broke below it. We actually called the video first in 11 years because we anticipated we were going to have some problems with this area. Now we are below it, in fact, as resistance. Each time that we got resistance from these orange lines, we crashed down, right? And these are not my opinions. This is just the facts on the charts. And look left. Anytime we broke below this orange line, we always try to battle up back to it, and we always get resistance. The only time that we got above it momentarily was really 11 years ago, hence the title of the video. Now, we did compare to 2020, where we had no levels of resistance. We just broke through it. But again, we talked about just be level-headed, because in 2022, we got resistance once, twice, 3 times. There was heavy resistance, and anytime that we shown some weakness with this orange line and got above it, that was the 11 years ago, and now we're back below this orange line. So it's not very strong for us. It shows heavy weakness for Bitcoin in the entire crypto market. Now we get into the 3-day death cross, something that we've been talking about for a very long time. And it's scheduled to happen here in May, right? We're getting close to it, right? So we talked a lot about months and months ago, do not be surprised if we rally up to this green line. Right? Do not be surprised if we rally up to 46, 47,000. In fact, roll the clip. We kept saying time and time again, do not be surprised if Bitcoin rallies to this green line, which would put us roughly at about 45, 46,000. So we've been saying that for about a month. So you saw it there, right? We were down here with the prices. We anticipated a rally up to this prices, and then why? Because we look left, we look at the facts in the charts, and in 2018 we did precisely that. We rallied back from this red line all the way up to this green line, and we back down to the red line and back up to the green line again. So do not be surprised if we rally back up to this green line yet again after falling back to our red line. All right, but make no mistake about it, there's only been a few 3-day death crosses in the history of Bitcoin. In fact, 2. All of them resulted in a pretty hefty mega crash. All right, this isn't to scare anybody, but we're just talking about the facts in the charts. We've been talking about them for months and months and months, although a lot of people just want to continue to see the bull case. They have the bull case ingrained in their mind, and they do not want to see the other side. So they're not prepared for what's coming. But you're prepared. You watch our channel, and you're well aware that this is a pretty serious situation. The charts are the men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie, right? That's the facts, all right? So let's look further into it, all right? On the monthly chart, MACD cross, we just had one. Look left. When have we had them before? We've only had 3 others. All of them ended horrifically. And again, this is not to paint a gruesome picture. I'm painting a very clear picture that we are going to have some turmoil ahead. But you're going to come here back to this channel to remain level-headed, to get more facts in the charts, because we have cheat codes for when this turmoil will end. We have cheat codes that other people do not have because we've been through this time and time again. In fact, if we go back to our 3-day death cross, if you've been watching our videos for quite some time, years and years ago, in fact, 4 years ago, we talked about this 3-day death cross. We made a lot of videos about it back then. We got a lot of hate because back then when we were at these prices, everybody was incredibly bullish, except us. We were talking about the facts, but a lot of people like to spread some hate and negativity when we don't always talk about going to the moon. And on this channel, we don't. We just actually say what's actually going, what the charts are saying, right? The charts present themselves. I read it to you like a book, and then you interpret it as you may. But we made a lot of videos about a 3-day death cross coming, and then right after it happened, we plummeted by 50%. And then we looked like a superhero because by the time we plummeted down here, we said we would fall to the 200-week moving average, which we did. And a lot of times when you fall heavy in prices like that, everybody will flip bearish and then they'll say we're going to plummet a lot further. But that's when our channel said, no, the facts on the charts are we're probably going to bounce off of this pretty heavily, which you saw we did. All right. So that's why you come to our channel just for level-headed facts, no BS, no fluff, just the facts, right? So again, just be prepared. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but you and I will be here together. That's why you've hit the subscribe button. So MACD cross, same story. Look, it's only happened 3 other times. All of them ended horrifically. And by the way, here on our channel, we were prepared for a rally after this cross. Why? Because that's what we've done every single time, right? We had this cross back here, and then we had a 65% rally, and then a mega crash. 2018, we had this cross in the MACD, right after it, a 50% rally, and then a mega crash. Back here in 2014, same thing. So on our channel, we were well prepared. I warned you guys back in January of this year, hey, we just had this cross, expect a rally and then a mega crash. We talked about it at length. We talked about it in a lot of videos and we're prepared for it, right? We're remaining level-headed. We're not going to be too emotional about it. It's just the ebb and flow. And those of you worried like, oh my God, is Bitcoin going to recover after it has a mega crash? Yes, it will. It will. But it's going to shake out the weak hands. Don't be a weak hand. Don't be one of those people. You're not going to give up. You're going to stick with it, and then you will be rewarded pretty substantially in the years to come if you remain level-headed, you make non-emotional decisions, you look at the facts in the charts, and you react accordingly, right? So next up, on the monthly, we have the stochastic RSI crossing below this 20 level. Again, we just had one, and again, it's only happened 2 other times in Bitcoin's 12-year history. It's major. It's major. Nobody talks about these things. That's why you come to our channel, right? We talked about this happening back here in the beginning of the year, like January-ish. And again, each time we had this cross down, we usually had a pretty big rally followed by a mega crash. So we were prepared for that. And we did. We had a pretty major rally. So we were ready for the rally, and now we're ready for the crash. All right. So we look at the larger time frames so you can really understand these larger moves. A lot of people look at the smaller time frames. They miss every big move because they're so focused on the day-to-day, the day-to-day, the day-to-day. The day-to-day Bitcoin price is completely irrelevant. The bigger moves are where you're going to either make all your money or lose all your money. And that's just the facts, right? So look at what's happening next. Gaussian channel. There's a lot happening with this Gaussian channel. This is our cheat code. One of our cheat codes is, hey, when we enter the Gaussian channel on the 5-day chart, we enter quicksand. And usually, on average, we're in there for about a year. Matter of fact, back in May of last year, we started making videos about entering the quicksand. And we made a lot of them. And those of you who followed our channel, you probably remember that. And we got a lot of hate because everyone thought there's no way in hell we're going to be in this thing for about a year. No way in hell. Go back and look at our comments. Everybody's like, Steve, you're crazy, you're crazy. And I kept telling everybody, it's not a prediction. I'm just reading the facts in the charts. Because if you look left and you don't use any emotion, anytime we've fallen in here, it's just a cold hard fact. We're in there for about a year. It's not my opinion. It's not what I hope to happen. It's just a fact of what happens every time we enter the Gaussian channel. We're stuck in that quicksand for about a year. and it's really hectic. It's very emotional. It's a roller coaster ride, and in pretty much every time we're going down in price as we remain in the Gaussian channel for about a year. Okay, so again, we have been in there for about a year right now. So for those of you who spread hate back here in this time period saying there's no way in hell we would ever be in this Gaussian channel a year later, we're in the Gaussian channel pretty much a year later. All right, so now it's time to pay attention when I say things that are the facts. I don't use emotion. There's no BS. I'm reading the charts like a book. All right, so the facts now are we do have a cheat code for when this thing will end. And now we're in an interesting situation where we've been rejected by this median line for quite a long period of time. That's a big sign of weakness. And at the same time, we've changed from green to red. And as we saw our previous video, this is pretty substantial. Why? Look left. All the facts are in the charts. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. When you change from green to red and at the same time get resistance from this median line, it spells disaster. It's just the facts, all right? Does this mean with 100% certainty we're doing that? No. Trading is all about probability, all right? If you believe you're going to get into trading and then just magically be rich by guessing which way this thing is going to go, you're going to get caught with your pants down every time. Trading is about probability. Do we have a higher probability to go up or a higher probability to go down? If I make a trade now, is there a probability that I'll make money or a probability that I'll lose money? Everything is with probability, and right now there's a much higher probability that we're going to have a tumultuous next couple months, all right? Look at this one too. Change from green to red, rejection by the median line. And just date it back all the way to 2011. Change from green to red, rejection by median line. It happens each time in history. Nobody wants to believe it. They won't believe it now either. You can look in the comments. There's going to be some people that are new to crypto and they're going to be like, Steve's crazy. No way we're going to drop further in prices. No way we're going to break 40K. There's no way we're going below 30K. There's going to be all of those people because they're always here. They were back here in 2018 when I said time and time again as well. So just remain level-headed, all right? Remain level-headed. Look at the facts. And I will be here to guide you each step of the way. So what is the higher probability of the scenario playing out? The scenario playing out is we're going to remain red for a little period of time. When we change from red to green, that's when the turmoil will be over. It's likely that we're going to play with this line, the bottom line of the Gaussian channel, which, by the way, we haven't broken yet. All right? We haven't broken yet since back from the COVID crash. Right? So once we break that, we're probably going to free fall into this golden zone. And by the way, this will be the best buying opportunity of your life. I talked about the golden zone here and here. And if you took those trades, you would have made a lot of money. All right? Because we rallied all the way up to this median line, which we talked about at length. All right? So when we enter this golden zone, you can basically close your eyes, buy Bitcoin, and years later, 3-4 years later, you'll look like a superhero. That's how this game works. But everyone wants to focus on the day-to-day, the minute-to-minute, the 5-minute chart, the 4-hour chart, but not you anymore. Now you're starting to see the big picture. Like, oh, if I focus on these bigger moves, that's where I'm either going to make all my money or lose all of my money. I get it now. All right. So that's the approach I want you to take. Just remain level-headed, but it's likely that we're going to play with this bottom line. Once we break it, we're going to fall into here, and then we're going to play down in here a little bit while, and then we're going to switch colors back to green. Everyone's going to think we're going to keep going down except us, because we look at the bigger picture and we're going to see that the tails in the chart, right? The facts are in the chart. So hit that subscribe button. Go get your 1K Bitcoin. Enter to win. That's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to make a video about that. I'll see you on the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. There's only one question left. When to sell your cryptocurrency? Click right here, right now to find the 3 simple steps.